Who's in the room tonight?
We got a case.
Welcome to Love on Trial, where
excuses get cross-examined.
Red flags get entered into evidence.
and toxic love gets a life sentence. Hi there, I'm Rick Cummins, and welcome to Love on Trial. And my goodness, it has gotten hot in the studio today. We are doing part 2, continuing our conversation from our last episode about gender roles. Are they still relevant in 2026? Are they still necessary? And if so, what should they be? What should it look like? Of course, Jay got carried away, told us, let's get rid of everything. Well, we didn't even get to the questions we had. It got so heated. So we brought it back for part 2. And
All
so
right.
we've got my love litigators, Jay and Chanel, and our guest love litigator, Byron, in the building. So we got 2 men and 2 women. So is it women against men? Kind of shaking out that way.
Probably.
Doesn't have to be anybody against anybody. Just say how you feel.
Well, okay, there's that. So I got a couple questions. I want to dig deeper because we didn't get too deep on the last episode because it got so heated. But
All right.
so let's start with this one. So should men still be expected to be the primary provider, even when women earn equal or higher income?
I'm gonna let y'all kick it off.
Should they be expected?
Does he need to bring them coins no matter what you make?
I mean, he need to bring something. I don't want to be the only person working. For me, that's what's important to me. It's not necessarily that important if I make more than him or he makes more than me, but he need to be working. He need to be doing something.
Okay, so
Something
no
that-
stay
I don't
dad or
expect.
house husband or none of that for you?
Not really. No, I don't know.
Say you got a business and you make $1 million a year, and he was a school teacher, and he
Okay.
could he be just be at home then?
Could he be at? I mean, if that's the
No,
case,
would you be okay with that? That's what I'm asking.
that's fine, but he needs to be expected to be doing the household duties. I don't want to hear, "Oh, I'm a man. I don't wash dishes or I don't change diapers."
Oh,
I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
Since in gender roles, we need to change everything. Like, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, so I like
So
that. So
no,
basically,
if I'm
that's
going
a
to be the
gender swap.
breadwinner, if I'm going to be the breadwinner,
Okay.
then it should be expected that the roles should be swapped, and then you will now provide for the children and take them to soccer practice and PTA meetings and.
So then let me ask you then, in that dynamic, let's say the woman makes $1 million a year, she got a successful business, good for her, and he's the house husband, so to speak. Can he still be the leader of the relationship, in your opinion?
If that's what they agree to, then that's fine.
No, for you.
For
If
me,
you making $1 million and can he still be the? I talking about, hey, I'm the leader,
you know what?
and you make $1 million. For you.
Honestly, for me, yes, that will be a special type of man. He would have to have special characteristics and traits that I believe would lend to be a good leader for my family. I don't necessarily care about how much money he makes because that doesn't determine the type of person he is. So for me, it doesn't. I'm not hung up on how much money he makes. It's the type of person that he is. If you're not the type of person who I could submit myself to their leadership. I'm not
What's
submitting myself to one person. I'm submitting myself to their leadership.
How do you define leadership,
I think
Jay?
she's talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to her.
No, I'm talking to you because you asked you. That's your question. Can the man still be the leader? So
He
does
say what
mean?
he say goes. He dictates.
So
what-
does that mean like having the last word? Or
Right.
does he
You
have
can
an
you can
equal
sum it up.
voice?
You
Or does
can
his
sum it.
voice-
His voice usurping yours. What he say, however you want to phrase it, but yes.
Okay.
And he's heading the vision, for the family. So he's saying we're trying to do X, Y, and Z. So that's the goal that y'all are working towards because he's a leader.
Why
and
does
you're
that
working
feel
towards
more
it.
like a pimp to
He's
me?
also not a leader just because he's a man.
That's terrible. That
So
you
I
said
don't
you said
believe
that.
that.
Huh?
I don't believe that he's automatically a leader because he's a man. I don't believe that.
Okay.
So for me to follow a leader, he needs to be worth following. So just because
So you're saying that in a relationship,
Ray, and he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to take over the corner, and I'm trying to take over the block, and I'm a corner boy right now."
I would hope you don't submit yourself to that.
He's working hard on the street.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want that type of man.
I would hope you wouldn't submit yourself to that. So are you saying that in some relationships the woman can be the leader? Is that what you're saying?
If that's what the man in the relationship is okay with, then fine.
Do you think that in some relationships the woman should be the leader and the man should be the follower? Is that what you're pushing? I'm asking you
I
personally.
think the default should be the man should be the leader.
Okay, but you just said To me, that contradicts what you just said.
Default should be, but we all know that.
So, but you agree that no, see, we're not talking about that. We're talking about how it should be in your opinion. So, but you just said that you don't, but then you're just saying that you do think that the man should be the leader.
If he possesses the right traits, qualities of a leader, then, but I'm not going to automatically follow him just because he is a man. That's not.
You're steamrolling that point. Because I think that's her
just
point.
because he's a man. I'm not. Oh yes, sir. Oh my.
You think she agrees with me? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is she's saying that she can submit to a man's leadership if he is a leader.
If I qualify
a
him
certain
as
level
a
of
leader.
quality.
Yes.
It feels like she hears you say because he's the man that automatically makes him the leader.
No, I'm asking her in the relationship dynamic.
Yes.
Do you believe? So this is a relationship.
Yes.
The relationship exists.
Yes.
In your opinion, should the man be the leader of the relationship? Or should the woman be the leader of the relationship? That's what I'm asking.
By default, yes.
By default, what? Okay, so in a relationship, the man should be the leader and the woman should follow the leadership of the man, in your opinion. Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay, Byron, what do you think?
Which point would
He did. We went around a lot of the. What was the original question you asked us?
All right, well, do you think that the man
We
is
kind of jumped around. Okay, do you think the man is leader of the relationship? Is that okay, Byron? You can speak to that one.
I think that he should be by nature. I mean, even like in nature, man usually leads. He's got better navigational skills. It's just let's just say money wasn't. Let's just say money wasn't a thing out here. Money was not an option. Nobody knew anything about money. If who you think will really be out here leading, trying to get everything situated?
We default back to hunter-gatherer.
It would go back to that. It would definitely go back to that. In like a scenario,
let him finish. Let him finish his point. Finish your point, Byron.
I'm just saying, just like in a scenario where like money's not a situation,
right?
I mean, usually probably gonna lead. Even when it is in a situation like that, the man usually leads.
I think there's generally an expectation of that. Like naturally.
It's naturally in them throughout time.
I'll even go so far as to say I think women prefer that.
Yes.
Don't y'all get mad at me, but I think
they
if
do.
we honest,
they do all this. No, I'm like, I think you lying.
I think that they do, and I think that that's why.
But I think that don't happen. So women have to.
No. I think that that's why whenever women set their standards automatically that the man needs to be better than me. So if the woman makes X amount, he needs to make more than X because they want him to be the leader or whatever. They just don't feel that you can be the leader if they out earn the man too much or whatever, which I think is false. And they jumped on me about that, about giving the money to the man and all that stuff. But naturally, I believe women by default do want men to be their leader, and they set their dating expectations accordingly. If they did not, to me, if a woman did not want the man to be her leader, she would not seek out a man that's better than her. She would be okay.
Better than her. Like
women are like, I want to be led. I want to be able to learn from him. They want him to be smarter. They want him to make more money. They want him to be more ambitious. They want him to be more accomplished, all these things. They don't say, okay, I want to be in a superior position, and I'm okay with that. They're asking for someone who's at a higher level than them, however you want to phrase it.
No, I don't phrase it any of those kinds of ways at all because I don't think that.
You don't think women generally ask for that?
I think that they're just because. Oh, okay. Well, let's switch to this question.
Okay.
Just because the man is better at something doesn't mean that the woman can't be equally better in another department. And because they're both better,
it's complementary. I agree.
In those ways, so I don't think that
it's complementary.
Man is up here and the lowly woman is down here, and she must look up to him.
That's not what I'm saying.
All ways and all.
That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying women look for men who are in a better position in life than them, who are doing better than them, who out earn them or whatever, because they want the man to be the leader, and they just do not feel as though you can be unless they feel like you're doing better than them or you're better than them. You hung up on the better.
A lot of people.
But that's the truth. That's how women. That's how women do.
When you say better, that means that I'm less than, and I don't believe that in any.
So you're interpreting that in a way that is not meant. I'm not saying a different way.
A way that I can interpret.
Understand it a different way. I'm not saying it a different way.
Because you mean
you gotta understand it a different way.
The way that you mean it. That's not. I'll reject that every day.
That's not what I mean. Because men
Men are not better than women.
Men will lay down their lives
It may be
for
different.
the women that they're
They
with.
have different
They would not do that
skills
if they felt
in
that
which they
women
excel,
were better than them.
but they're not better.
I'm not saying men are better than women. Men will lay down their lives for the woman they're with. They wouldn't do that if they
Some
felt
women
like they
will
were
push him
better
out
than
the
the
way and
woman.
take the bullet.
That's come on now. Come on. See, now we just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
We know that in any type of situation where there's life or death, harm or whatever, the expectation for the overwhelming majority of women is for the man to stand between her and the danger.
Right. And so
That is the expectation. No. We're not talking about, so we're not going to play this game about the one chick that took the one bullet the one time. That's not
because
That's not the
reason that it is
expectation.
that way, the reason they let the women and the children off and the men go down with the ship to just
That
use
was
that
a gendered
scenario,
expectation of the time. Yes.
No, it's not because it's a gender expectation.
That's
It's
exactly what it is.
the expectation that the continuation of life, women can continue to perpetuate
That's a
life, and
gendered
the children are
expectation.
the next generation. So the women are to take care of the children, and they can procreate and continue. That's
Men
why
go off to war and die. The women and children stay behind. That's a gendered expectation. You are a man. You cannot, it is only because you are a man. If you grow up in Sparta and you talking about, I don't believe in gender roles, I don't want to go and die, you will be exiled from that situation. You can bring it back to modern day. If you're a man and let you be on a date and let something happen and you run away and leave your date, go back to her and talking about, whoo, that was crazy, and see how much respect she has for you. That is a gendered expectation that men stand between women and danger.
Okay.
It just is.
All right, let's move on. Let's stick a pin on that because we can be on this all day. So who is expected? Now let's see what, they got to say now. Who is expected to carry the emotional labor in modern relationships? And is it still mostly women?
What are you going to think about that?
Emotional labor.
Oh, yeah. See how you feel back? Say this.
I would think I think that women are expected to carry the emotional labor of the relationship. I would say that women are expected to carry the emotional labor.
What is emotional labor?
So from my understanding, I don't have a formal definition, but
Okay.
what I understand it to mean is just emotional intelligence, caring about the things that are happening to their partner emotionally and to themselves.
Let me help you. You just did it just a few minutes ago. So Jay and I were going back and forth, and it was your instinct to say, hey, because you want to make sure everybody's okay. You want to make sure nobody's getting too angry. You want to make sure and that's emotional intelligence, and that's
So that's emotional labor right there?
That's an example
Okay.
that she just exhibited. You didn't see Byron do it. Byron was like, oh, get it. But it's something in her that said, it's not me. He was like, he right. Tell it. It's a difference in the way a man would see something.
I can see to that.
A woman would see something.
I can see to that.
But why is it fair that it should just be at the feet of women to ensure that, like in family gatherings, or even if you're out and about and say you were sticking up for you and her, they brought you your food wrong and they didn't care, or you didn't get your food and you're getting upset like, hey, where's my food? And then you're getting so excited that she's going to be the one to calm you down. Should you have or the men have some skin in the game in terms of the emotional balance and atmosphere of the relationship? Why is it just intrinsically falling on the
I'm gonna let y'all speak to this.
Well, I think women are just more emotional by nature, so they're gonna take on that role anyway, and they're gonna
nose flare.
Speak on it, Byron. Keep speaking.
I just think that they take the emotional load. Guys could be there for emotional support, but I mean, as far as just the emotions,
Get it in the comments.
Now you don't need to get in the comments. You don't need to.
Get it in the comments.
But I'm just saying, as far as the emotional load, I think that is gonna fall on the woman for the most part, because it's just like you said, it's in their nature. They're more nurturing. They can do that. Guys
Men can't be nurturing.
Yeah, they can be, but
They're
their
not
emotions
bred
are
to be
different.
nurturing.
Why did your face flare up like that?
My face flared up at the comment about that women are more emotional, and I disagree with that because I think men are just as emotional, if not more,
Okay.
than women.
Okay.
It's just that men are only allowed really to express 2 or 3 emotions, happy, but not even too happy because then that's gay. And then
Okay.
cool, calm, and collected, which is the standard, and then angry.
Okay.
Any other emotion gets funneled through anger.
But men know how to hold that emotion. I think they know how to hold it in
Uh,
a lot better,
I wouldn't
more so.
say I wouldn't say it's
Women wear their
better.
emotion on their shoulder a lot of times.
Yes,
And I think men, they keep it bottled up. They
but
keep
I
it
think
bottled up, and then when it does come out,
right,
it's
Sometimes
ugly.
explode.
It's ugly.
I
Yeah.
think both versions
Yeah.
aren't healthy. I don't think you should be able to just wear your emotions on your sleeve as a common phrase, but you shouldn't be up and down 20 times. Oh my God. You should be able to self-regulate. You should be
I
just
agree.
fine.
I
You should be
agree.
fine. And then
I
you
agree.
shouldn't also, because you don't know how to process emotion, you shouldn't just bottle it away either. So both habits are poor habits to me. But I think men are just as emotional.
Okay.
They just don't they bottle it up, or if they do feel confident enough to express it, unfortunately, they get labeled as feminine or gay, and that's
Weak.
really that's a terrible thing to do. It really is.
All
Okay.
right, this is good.
But
Good
unfortunately,
discussion.
women do perpetuate that, and we need to stop that.
Agreed.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna move it on. I got 5 these are rapid fire questions. Okay, so I want you to just give me your best opinion. Boom, 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 and we're just gonna run through
Okay. All right.
because this has been a really big topic. I feel like there's a part 3 somewhere, but we're gonna wrap it up here. So, question number 1:
Mm-hmm.
Is chivalry dead or has it evolved?
Chivalry's dead and women killed it.
Whoa. Okay.
All right, sure.
I think Chris Rock said that. I wouldn't say that it evolved. I would say that it devolved, perhaps. But I honestly don't think chivalry in the true essence of the word does not exist. No.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
What do you say, Byron?
Yeah, chivalry probably died with the knights in shining armor way back then.
And the Me
it's,
Too
it's, it's
movement.
probably gone.
I don't know.
Truthfully,
So here's my and I know you
Chivalry
got
is sexism, by the way. That's what it is.
college womp, but this is my experience. Chivalry is very much alive for me.
Define
And
chivalry for us.
I think it's the way that you carry yourself because men open the door for me. And
Yeah.
when I walk, I have it on film. I was walking across a bridge and this guy was like, I was trying to do one of my shorts or something. I was trying to, and this guy was like, I see you, queen. And I think it's because of the way I carry myself. Men open the door for me. They try to carry stuff for me. They want to do it. I think if you present yourself in a feminine way, whatever this feminine energy is that sparks that chivalry in men, I think they're still capable of it because I think men want to be needed. Men want to be strong for women. They want to show up for women. I think a lot of women take that away and they don't give them the space to be that. I don't think men could, or should do that if they're not given the opportunity. But when the opportunity presents itself, I think it's natural for men to do those things.
Because men naturally want to help women and want to be a protector of sorts and provide those types of things for women. But the social contract has just been so broken in such a way that it's unfortunate. That we find ourselves. That's why I said just do away with all of it and just deal with your interpersonal situation. You 100% can. And we're seeing it's more and more peeling away. And that's why these other problems are coming. But once you let it all collapse, you can fix it from there.
Okay. All right. Next question. Should household chores be divided equally or based on your strength? Byron, we'll start with you. Should it be 50-50 or should I'm really good at washing dishes, so I'll do the dishes. I'm really good at washing clothes, I'll do the clothes or whatever. How do you think it should go for household chores?
I think it should get cycled around. Everybody gets a little piece of everything.
Mm.
You know,
You do
so
this time.
so
you do
you
this
can
next
see
time.
what other people are actually doing, how they're contributing. You
Yeah.
know, you walk in their shoes to see how stuff is done. I mean, it might not work out for a long time situation.
You
Mhm.
think the women should take the trash out?
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should try to cut the grass too every now and then. Guys could clean up, cook, but I mean, it could be in rotation. It doesn't have to stay that way. But I think that they can. I know.
Order.
I'm sure everybody gonna say that, but you know.
All right. That's interesting. Chanel, what do you think?
I think my answer is a combination of the two. I think there are some roles in the household that I'm going to delegate to my husband because he is a man, such as taking out the trash, mowing the lawn, killing spiders, manly things, lifting heavy objects, nailing stuff to the wall, stuff like that. Yes, husband, please do those things for me. Now, there are some things that I also have roles that are delegated to me specifically because I am a woman.
What are those?
I think one of the expected roles is me. I do the laundry. I've been trying to fight that battle and I'm losing, so that's fine. I'll do the laundry. But my husband will help, but generally that's my responsibility and that's fine. Cleaning is generally my responsibility because my husband is a little bit messier than I am. So generally I'm going to be the one to clean first. Dishes on the other hand, I don't care if you have two hands and working arms, you can wash a dish because we both eat dirt. We both eat. Those are both of our dirty dishes in the sink. You can wash them dishes every once in a while. You can also cook in the kitchen as well. Generally, primarily, I do the most cooking. But if I don't feel like cooking, my husband will either cook or go get us something to eat. So it's a mixture of both, but primarily it is divided by gender, maybe.
I think that a lot of the things like the cleaning thing, I think that men and women generally have different standards for clean, right? So the level of clean that a man may be cool with is not the
Different.
level that a woman's like, what is this? And I'm like, it's clean. I straightened up. And you're like, but this is it. I'm like, what are you talking about? There's nothing's on the floor. So I think that we just have different standards. So I think that the gender roles happen that way because I think a lot of times women want things a certain way. And it's not that you haven't done it, but they want it done a certain way. So then they just end up doing it. I don't think gender roles are bad or gendered expectations are bad in your interpersonal relationship. You just have to have a conversation
Correct.
about, I would say,
Agree to.
have what you agree to. Like you always say, relationships are nothing more than agreement.
Agreed.
And I think you should do that sooner than later so that if this person does have expectations that you don't feel you can meet and there's no room for compromise, then that's probably not something you need to pursue.
All right. All right. Next question. Are men judged harshly if they're stay at home?
Yes. Yes. They 100% they are because no matter, how quote unquote enlightened we try to say society is and blah, 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 there is still the gendered expectations that
herd.
men should be providers and women should be, at the home or at least, underneath the men. So if you're seen as being at home and being like a stay-at-home dad and blah blah blah, you will lose standing socially. Men will have generally less respect for you. Women certainly will have less respect for you. You'll be online. They say nasty things about the men. You're using her. You're living off of her, but they won't. A lot of women won't respect you because that is still very much seen as a woman's role.
All right. What do you say, Chanel?
Well, me personally, I wouldn't judge a man if he was a house husband or something like that. That's not any of my business what y'all
I
do at
don't think I
home.
would either.
I mean,
I don't personally judge it either.
I feel like if a
But
man
the
actually
first time
says
y'all
something,
had an argument or something, the first thing you're gonna say is that's why you a house husband. You're gonna throw it in his
I
face
would not.
if you
I don't do
I
if
would
you
that.
have
not.
some type of
No,
confrontation
I
that's gonna
wouldn't.
come up.
No,
No.
Okay.
I
You
wouldn't do
wouldn't
that.
attack that about him?
No,
I
absolutely
okay.
not.
I don't
might say
believe that,
something like,
but
"You got
okay.
home. Why is
Right.
right
All day.
Why is my house dirty?"
No. I'm not talking about you in a relationship with a house. I'm saying if you knew a man was a house husband and you and that man had some type of conflict or conversation or whatever, you would attack the fact that he's a house husband.
I
No,
wouldn't.
I
no,
100% believe that you would.
no.
But okay, go on.
All right, Byron, what do you say?
All right, does a house husband mean he's not contributing anything? He's just staying
Financially.
home?
Right. He's
At
just
all?
totally
You're
stay
not
home.
contributing anything
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're gonna dig yourself into a hole and you ain't gonna have no money. You're gonna get in one argument. She's gonna tell your ass to get out and
That happens all the time.
What you gonna do?
All the time that happens.
I mean, what you gonna do? And you done had no backup.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
you know you're on the even playing field.
Yeah.
One person can't do that. So any man out there that's doing that, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Don't say
Contribute
that.
something.
And you know what's crazy? When it's a woman living, if a man's paying all the bills and the woman's there or whatever, women will be like, if the man gets mad, put her out, they're gonna be like, oh, he's so horrible, he's financially abusing you, whatever. But if it's reversed and the woman's working and the man's not, and the woman puts the man out, it ain't talking about, oh, you financially abusing the man, all that disappears. Oh, how could you do him like that? See, it's double
In
standards.
another episode.
It's not. I'm like keep it clear, keep it fair across the board.
All right. I think we got 2 more questions, and then we're gonna wrap this episode. This
All
is
right.
great stuff. All right. So changing up the vibe. Should the man make the first move?
What do you mean?
Like-
Elaborate more.
Like if you don't know each other, is it cool for the girl to go up to the guy and be like, "Hey, can I get your number?" Or is it expected that the man should be the one to make the first move to say?
I think we live in a day and age where it's cool for the woman too. But I will say this, just honestly, if you're the woman and you do make the first move at a man, more than likely than not, the man's going to believe that you are
thirsty.
readily sexually available. If you
Really?
do that, yeah, because it is so
Yeah.
out the norm or whatever. Men will
Comments central.
assume, and I believe that men, we assume that because when we approach you, that's what we're thinking about. So
My God.
we-
Like,
so
yes.
you're like,
You
okay,
got to-
well, you can.
if you make the first move, you expect to have to work for it, but girl makes the first move.
We're
you're
like,
oh, here
she
you
ready?
go.
She ready to go. So because that's the mentality, right? That's what's on our mind because we're ready to go.
I
So
heard
that's the
that.
thing.
I mean,
So
I know that, but I never
just
thought
go
they
into it with that
thought they make the first
understanding.
move.
I think part of what men need to be doing is overcoming that shyness. You can be shy. You can be scared. You can be rejection hurts. You may be
Right.
embarrassed. You blah blah blah. I think part of your plight as a man is to deal with that. And if you want her, something you got to get her.
Recovers
And-
helps with that
okay.
work too. The-recovers.com.
That's right, Jay.
Yeah, you gotta look, closed mouths don't get fed. No guts, no glory. You gotta whatever. But if you're a woman and you do
You
that,
go
I
from
think
lonely-
understand that the man's going to have a perception more than likely that you're ready to go because that's what we think when we're doing it.
All right. Did everybody answer that?
Jay
No,
answered for me.
Jay
I'm pretty much on key with him.
What was the
Yeah.
original question? Is it okay?
Is it
Who-
okay?
the question was who should approach one another and is it
Oh.
okay?
Yeah,
if
is it
women
okay
do
for women to make the first move?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
if
is
that's
it-
what she wants to do, that's fine. I've never made the first move, but if some women like to, they buy
Women are
men
doing it.
drinks.
I
They
didn't know
do
that that's what
Women are
I
doing it.
haven't. Yeah, that's
I'm just letting you know from a man's point of view what they're gonna think about because that's what we're
That's
thinking
fair.
about. when we're doing it.
I don't know. See, Jay likes to make those sweeping statements because
Always a
the kind of
generalization.
guys that I typically like are the shy guy. Like I would like that guy that's in the corner just standing on the wall. Like I never liked the hey party guy. I never liked that guy. I always liked the guy who was shy.
That doesn't change the fact of what he's thinking after you do
Now,
that.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
you like I said, I
Yeah.
didn't quit getting the comments because I need to know if that's true or not. Because I never ever
I mean,
thought
it could
that,
be true,
never
it could
heard
not be
that
true.
before.
It's all,
I think
it's all
most
relative.
men that is the thing.
And the funny part is the real that's the real reason I like that guy, the quiet guy. I don't like the guy that's all out there, but I also never trusted guys who that come up in my face because I think that what he said is true. Because I'm like, I never trusted that.
I think that if we're honest with ourselves, that is all trying to lead to that. That's what dating stuff is about.
Yeah, I
And
never
dating
trusted.
is all to get to that. So men are like, however we get to that,
Yeah, I feel like
men
at
are
any
trying
point,
to get you
at any
to that point.
At any time where
No matter
a
how they
partner's
go
trying
about
to
it.
pursue you, that's what he's
Yeah.
trying to get to.
No matter
Right, and
no
that's
matter
what I
how he
always
goes
thought. I never
about it.
knew, like,
That's
came
what
from
it's
the-
leading
for
to.
me. Yeah.
So then when a woman comes, we're like, okay, the point is to get me to like whatever to lead it. So, but you're already coming to me, so we just perceive it that way. That's just what it is.
Okay.
That's what comes with it.
All right. Well, one last question, and we'll end it here. Okay. I hope this don't take us down a rabbit hole. But are gender roles biological, cultural, or a personal choice?
I'm gonna let them start.
Who wants to take
Is
that one? on first?
biological, cultural, or personal?
Are they
choice?
biological, cultural, or personal choice?
I think they're biological and probably cultural too. But I
Okay.
think if you just say little boy, little girl in a room and that set out different type of toys for boys and girls, I think by nature, boys are naturally going to go to the boy toys and girls will naturally go to like the dolls and the girl toys and things like that. I mean, I could be wrong,
I don't
but
know.
I think there's some biology
With that.
into it and with cultural norms, what your parents are going to teach you, what you
Right. Because I
should
think
be,
your
because
parents, if you're a boy and you pick up the doll, she's gonna
right.
But I think that if you put like what's that show, Survivor Island? Everybody's a adult and whatever. Whenever you put men and women in real situations, the gender roles reveal themselves, and it goes back to a very clear this is the hierarchy, this is how things get done. So I do think, to Byron's point, they are definitely biological. And then the cultural, it what shapes how you express those biological differences based upon what, culture you have and the cultural beliefs. But it
Okay.
starts biological, it gets further shaped in the cultural. And then if you live in a free enough time in society like America today in
Become by
2026,
choice.
then it becomes by choice. But that's
Okay.
that's from only from a place of privilege.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think,
I
Shanae?
agree. I think it started biologically, and then, as society progressed and times have progressed, it gets expressed in different ways because men are no longer putting their jackets down over puddles. I don't expect a man to do that either.
No.
Because
I've never seen that. I don't know if that's
I've
a real
never, but I guess
thing.
back in the day, that's what they
Was
did.
that a
Right,
real
the
thing?
proverbial thing,
They're
yeah.
not doing that anymore, which is
No.
fine. But I think it has shifted to more by choice. Unfortunately, I think that's a detriment to it. But yeah.
I actually like Jay's answer
Yeah.
that it's biological, but I think it's reinforced culturally
Mhm.
because I don't care what anybody says, you're born within the framework of a specific body that's biologically assigned one thing or another, whether you through hormonal imbalance, whether it's through early choice, even when you're a little kid, I think you could choose to say, I don't want to be a girl. I don't want to be a boy. I want to be, something other than what your physiological body tells you that you are. But there are cultures like the Fafafini where they have, when there's not enough girls, they will flip a boy and have him dress and behave as a girl as a part of their culture. They're called the Fafafini. And yeah. And I really want to study that. It's in the Polynesian
Oh,
islands.
sorry.
Let's not get caught up on that.
No, but I'm saying your culture can
It
flip
does.
you. And
It
it's
does.
it's not
Gender and sex are two different things.
and then in India,
Correct.
they have a segment of I forget what they call them, the something ones, but they're like taboo, and then they're also and they're what we would call transsexual, and they're men that live as women,
Okay.
and then some people go and get blessed by them, and they're so
So that's a
cultures.
cultural component.
Yeah.
Right. So there is a cultural aspect to being able to assign a sex or express yourself in a sex that's different than what you're physiologically assigned. So, and then to Jake's point, today, in this society, people are just choosing today, wake up, okay, I'm a girl. And then tomorrow, no, I'm a boy. And they're like, oh, no, I was tripping. I'm a girl. And we see that. I've seen a lot of people who have transitioned into the other sex and gone so far as even to have
The surgeries.
surgeries and
Mhm.
then to only
But
realize
I think that's a
they made
powerful
a mistake.
distinction between gender expression, right? So what you're talking about is how do you express your gender and the,
Mhm.
the expectations of that gender. So if you saying that
That's a
you
whole
that
nother
you
point.
that you want to be a girl or whatever, that's one thing, especially. But then a separate thing is how girls are expected to behave in that culture.
Correct.
So those are two different things.
Yeah.
So if you to that point, and
Those are two
we're
different
gonna keep it
things.
real short, but it's something I hadn't thought of in that way. So if a person is expressing themselves, say it's transsexual.
I don't think we should get into all that.
Okay, well we won't go there
Yeah.
anyway. All right.
That's why I was just making the distinction. Those
Go
are
ahead
two
then.
different things.
Okay, we'll pick it up another time. But here, let's just say this. I always come back to this. When you're looking for your mate and your partner to be in a relationship, which is really what?
Agreement.
Agreement. You have to show up in your authentic self and look for a partner who shows up the same and who brings like ways of thinking, like gender expectations, like relationship expectations so that you can move forward in a positive way. If you show up with toxic patterns that you continue to repeat over and over and over, you're going to see yourself in, toxic relationships and situations over and over, even if it means that you're showing up to play a specific gender role just because that's been crammed down your throat, but that doesn't feel authentic or real to you. And go to the-recovers.com. We have a toxic assessment you can take there, but I want to make sure that you leave this space right here knowing that you have to be clear about who you are before you can understand what the expectations are for your partner. And once you're clear, find somebody who's in a agreement with you, and then you have a better chance of making it. And with that, This case is dismissed.
Be sure to hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button and leave your verdict in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And make sure you follow us online on Instagram at Love on Trial ATL for special behind the scenes footage and special updates.
Do you need to put your love on trial? If you want to be a guest couple on the show or share your story, please send us an email at loveontrialcasting@gmail.com. Until next time, keep asking the hard questions, keep growing, and remember, every great relationship deserves a fair trial. See you next week.